You're a disgrace to the game.
Tony, can you please shut up?
I have to clean you out every time I play with you. I love it.
Look who's back for a rematch.
Phil Hellmuth, where is he? If I see him, I want to charge him.
Big week if you want to wear ear plugs.
Forces collide on the final week of the big game. Next.
This better be my week. I'm getting sick of this BS.
Tony G's qualified to be here, and he's here for one reason: smash Phil Hellmuth. And to help him, he's brought 400,000 of his closest friends. Academy Award-nominated actress Jennifer Tilly is here. She drew the seat that comes with earmuffs. She'll start with $100K. To her right is 11-time bracelet winner Phil Hellmuth. The Brat has busted 4 of the 6 times he's played on the big game for a nearly $400K loss. So this time out, Phil has hired Layne back-to-back Flack as his poker consultant for the session. Highly unusual. Phil's hoping Layne can keep him level-headed and says sometimes even Tiger Woods needs someone to take a look at his swing. Tony G facing a raise from Phil Hellmuth with 9-10.
Here we go, Phil. Did you raise it?
Tony G calls. Nacho Barbero lets it go. Ace-7 for Hachem makes the call.
Back to the same tricks.
I'm not going to let you two just enjoy
Back to
the
the
pound.
same old, same old.
I feel like I'm stuck in the middle of a triangle.
Stuck in the middle.
Let's hope Tony doesn't cut your ear off. Flop 8, Queen Jack. Tony G flops the nuts. First hand.
Check.
This isn't even fair. Joe checks. Hellmuth's got middle pair. He's supposed to continue, and he checks. Tony G fires 5,000.
Is that 5,000?
That is 5.
Hachem folds. Almost a full pot-size bet. These guys rarely fold a pair on the flop. Hellmuth calls.
You were gonna draw. Draw your gun.
I got a big draw, Tony. What do you want me to do?
Turn 5 of diamonds. Phil's big draw, now drawing dead. Hellmuth checks. Tony bets 15,000. Almost pot-sized again.
I got a big draw. Spade.
Phil calls, and Tony is loving it. River 4 of hearts, no help to Phil. Not that he could get any. Checks it. Tony bets 50,000. Phil's in big trouble if he thinks Tony's just triple barreling.
Where's the big draw now? Oh, where's the big draw?
First hand of the night against Tony G, probably making this a harder decision than it should be. There's Phil's coach, Layne Flack, watching from the green room and can't help him right now.
You think I'm gonna check to you or what?
Well, I thought maybe you would, yeah.
Yeah.
This is an overbet which polarizes Tony's hand to nuts or air, and on the first hand of the night, it's just going to seem so much more likely that Tony has air. Now, if you've never seen this show before, these two have a relationship like Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner. Usually involves Phil blowing himself up and Tony sticking his tongue out.
All right, I call.
He makes the call.
There you go. Welcome to the game.
Ouch.
Just flops the nuts just off the bat.
Welcome to the game. You've been doing a lot of talking. Now show me your bullets. Show me what you brought to the game. Where's your money? Don't tell me you're going to play with that crap. You're not going to embarrass yourself here, are you? Yet again. Phil, produce. Pull out your money. I love the show.
First alternate Daniel Negreanu can follow the action backstage with Layne, but they cannot see the whole cards.
My consultant job is short.
I bet you he had like a raggedy queen.
King queen.
I bet you didn't even have that.
Daniel would win that bet. Phil just had King Jack. And after the first hand, the Brat loses nearly 3/4 of his stack down to just 28K.
Nice hand.
Yeah, you're happy for me, I know. And I really stuck it into you there at the river, right? I put that knife in, opened up those wounds, you were bleeding it all out. Did you enjoy it?
Tony, you are a real beauty. I hope the fans at home appreciate what they see from you.
Tell me you enjoyed it though. You enjoyed that pain. You're flowing freely now.
I will respond to you. I don't usually respond. I'll just say that the Tony G show is kind of fun to watch. I don't even mind losing to you. I think it's kind of funny.
Well, I'm glad. Now we're trying to connect. We're connecting now.
You know you can't get to me staying within conventional bounds of poker, so you know you have to like cross all the lines.
I mean, sound very zen-like. Is this something Layne Flack taught you?
Tony's not supposed to be able to get to Phil, but I think
he does.
I think losing. I said he's not supposed to be able to, but losing 65,000 on the first hand might amplify it.
Make that 72,000 there, Coach.
He's your coach. Your coach be jumping up and down.
We expect Tony to cross every social boundary and cross all the lines. And the players, and most of the world doesn't know how bad his etiquette is.
I hope what they know one thing, it's just a game, it just stays here, Phil. You come here, I destroy you. Off the table, I wish you all the best of luck.
You beat me that hand. Very nice hand, bro.
Phil. I beat you over and over and over and over. You're destroyed. You can never get your money back.
Ken, welcome to the big game.
One
you.
hand down.
Class.
149 to go.
Hellmuth raises to 2,000 with Big Slick.
I own you. You understand, Phil? I own you. I run you. It's my game.
Tony G facing a raise from Phil, has to take a breath. King Deuce folds.
If he did that to you, would you just pull out a gun and shoot him?
I'm sure he's a
Actually,
smart
I'd love
man. He
to see you
understands
get
it's
him
a
in one of
game. There's
those
a difference.
police locks.
There's a difference between being on the streets and being here in a studio. Taking on the best player in the world. I mean, he purports to be the best poker player in the world. I mean, that's what he's selling us. Well, beat me in the hand, Phil. You're going to retire. I'm telling you, when you're crushed again, it's time to retire.
Wow. You know what? I've never done this before. I'm putting an earphone in.
Are you taking the pills?
I've never done this before. I'm putting like a piece of like thing in my ear here.
Oh, he's putting in earplugs.
When I lose a big pot, I get upset a lot of times. It's true. But I apologize to that player all the time. I shake their hand at the end of the
How
day.
many times can you apologize?
But you,
I never have to apologize.
you are a bad winner. And
Yes.
that's a class issue.
Ken calls.
So that's all I'll say.
Phil out. Tilly makes the call.
But you have my money. Well done.
I have your money. It's here. It's safe.
Nice hand.
It's going to set you back on that jet purchase. It's going to delay it. It's going to fill me up. Fill me up to get back to London.
I'm glad I had a good night's sleep.
Phil's likely to have a nightmare or two tonight.
That must have hurt, though. You got to be honest. That 50,000 stung.
Barbero checks.
I mean, today I don't care. It would have hurt me like last show or 2 shows ago. I would have been upset, but
Ken checks.
You're
I
zen
mean,
like
it's just
now.
poker, man.
Yeah, it's just poker.
River deuce.
It's just one hand, you know.
Tilly checks.
I get to play with you the rest of my life. I'm sure you'll beat me for 200, 300,000 and lots of pots.
I hope
the
I beat
rest
you
of
for
our
200
lives.
million. I hope someone stakes you and we play.
Barbero checks.
That's what I hope to do.
Tony G has not stopped needling Phil Hellmuth.
Phil, today I think what you could show to all your fans is how to lose classy and walk off the studio quietly without making any comments, just drifting away into retirement.
Are you obsessed by me, Tony?
I'm obsessed. I'm not
I read
obsessed.
an article. I read it like someone
not
did a
obsessed.
psychological.
I'm not
Did you read that article online where they
Phil,
said?
I'm obsessed with you only on the game. I'm never obsessed with your personal life. I want always the best for you. The game, I love to play. You're a character. I love the stimulation because you think you're the best player in the world. My dream's to beat the best, so I'm beating you all the time. So imagine how I'm feeling.
He told me that Tony doesn't get to him,
Oh, baloney.
yeah, except for the noise factor.
That's a lie.
Except for when
Tony's
he's...
game obviously works against him because always in those spots, Tony gets the best of him.
This isn't the first time Tony's gotten the best of Phil. The bad blood between these two goes back to the beginning of the big game.
I'd almost rather not be playing with Tony G. Why should I sit down and have a guy attack me every single time and get inappropriate and cross all the lines?
Clean you out. I'm not gonna clean you out, baby. I'm gonna do it to you. I'm gonna wipe you out. Bring in a coach is the lowest level a professional poker player could ever fall to. Imagine every player had a coach in an NBA game and telling them how to play. I mean, that is disgraceful, Phil. You are a disgrace to the game.
There's about 10% of the audience that's watching loves to see you kick me when I'm down.
Oh, it's more than that. I'll bet it's over 10.
I'll be honest with you, sometimes Tony G, I have to think of him as a fly. You don't fight with a fly. You shoo a fly away.
No, you're a disgrace.
Can I tell you one thing or not? Are you just gonna interrupt me? I wish that I weren't a bad loser sometimes, but it's 10 times as bad to be a bad winner. And you're a bad winner, my friend.
Phil has been the worst player by far at the big game.
You wanna deal it 4 times?
King! You got it!
Bingo! It's just unreal. Do I feel like I've had bad luck on the show? I think that not only have I had bad luck to this point on the show, but everybody knows it on the planet. However, today's a new day. It's
going to be an amazing show. I'm going to really look forward to it, to see how he performs and if he can handle the stress and the pressure.
Kind of ironic that Phil attempted to shoo Tony G away with a $72,000 fly swatter. We were hoping to air that package before they had a chance to get into it, but it's hard when Phil loses 3/4 of his stack on the first hand.
I own you. Do you understand? Wake up. I own you. I destroy you.
Amanda, we should change the name of the show.
To what?
The Tony G and Phil Hellmuth Show.
I know.
They already changed it.
Freaking
they?
frat.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's the name of Tony G and Phil's reality show, unfortunately. Spoiler alert, Tony puts Phil in a coma on the first episode.
What does your psychiatrist wife say about Tony?
Ken and Phil out.
We've never even brought Tony's name up ever.
Really?
They just call him he who should not be named.
Ace-king for Tony.
You don't talk about her at night when you're in bed?
Re-raises to 4,000.
No.
Barbero folds.
We've talked about some players. Tony's name's never come up.
You haven't been playing the role model of being Tony.
This is just the Tony G Show. Forget about Phil
It is
Hellmuth.
the Tony G show.
Cannon folds. Phil Hellmuth, big slick. The pot is unopened to this point. Phil in the small blind.
There you go. He's going to make a move out of position again.
Raises
Very nicely done.
to 2,800. Can't blame the guy for raising ace-king.
Jen out. Queen-jack for Tony G.
And I have qualified.
Calls.
Fortunately, you may double up.
Maybe.
Phil once again the favorite.
Flop. King, ace 10. The nuts for Tony G again, and now Phil with top 2.
A disastrous situation for Phil Hellmuth.
I think this one, just take it, Phil. Don't even bother betting.
Phil bets 3K,
I was kidding you.
and Tony G raises.
See if you got the ace.
Oh my God, you're such an
I can fold this hand.
Oh,
Tony.
don't fold it. Just stick it in.
Tony always talks, but he tends to talk more when he has it. Still, folding ace-king in this spot is definitely a losing play in the long run, especially with Phil's stack.
I got a flush draw, Phil. I'll be honest with you. If you want, I'll even show you one of my cards.
Maybe if he showed the jack of hearts.
I'm all in.
All right, cool.
Brutal.
I have a flush draw and a straight at the moment.
And a straight. Flop the nuts and look at this. Both slow playing.
What are you slow playing here for? Just get it in. I mean, you know. How many times do you want to run it?
One's good.
I'm happy to run it 20 times. To have you like down on this.
Maybe we should run it 3 times. I don't know. What do you think? 3 times?
Yeah, 3 times at least will keep you in the game.
Yeah, I would do 3.
I've been deciding badly lately on how many times to run it.
It's all the same.
I'll let you choose, Tony. How about that?
3 times.
Okay. Tony chooses.
I know, like the ace is coming, the first card. Ace
I
from
know.
space.
I ran it once, like the last 2 or 3 times, and every time I missed. So
I want to keep you in the game. That's why I want to run it like 8 times. You're going to catch one of them.
Phil is drawing live.
There's Phil's coach, Layne Flack. He's left the green room. He's going to get a better look at this one with Amanda on the couch.
Your boy's all in with the worst of it right now.
Yeah, I just saw the hand.
Yeah.
There's the coach. He's in. You see the coach is there. Go and give him a massage. We've done it 3 times. He's been owned 2 out of 2. The statistics are 100% owned by Tony G.
yeah, you've really been out
Pots
playing.
played,
today.
100% owned.
Working on a graphic for that right now, Mr. G.
I think Phil needs you.
He does need
I think Phil needs an ace or a king.
Dynamite call, coach. An ace or a king would make Phil a full house.
And then if Phil goes, then I need you. I'm his second.
Layne, I should just run it once, right?
1 or 3 times.
Once or 3 times.
We agreed 3 times. Don't go back on your word now.
3 times is fine.
So they're going to run it 3 times with the winner of each run taking 1/3 of the pot. Turn number 1. Phil makes a boat.
Oh!
Told you that ace is coming. I knew it. Like,
Did you peel it off right away?
Yeah.
Still, you feel good, right? At least you're going to be in the game. I mean, you could have missed out every time. Give him one more ace to get the aces out of the way.
Ouch, if Phil had run it once, he would have won the whole pot. And now,
Not.
Every time on the show, I've been wrong.
Yeah, you
Every
kept
time I've
saying
said to run
one.
it once,
Once.
I've been unlucky. Like the last 2 shows.
Yeah.
Every time I've decided to run it 3 or 4 times.
River one's a king.
And the king.
Oh,
Beautiful.
sucks. Oh, that sucks.
That's being overqualified, Phil.
Phil will take down 1/3 of the pot, but he loses one of his outs with that king on the river.
I mean, for all his bad etiquette and behavior, they peeled an ace for me. Like, I knew it was coming, too. He slow-rolled me. He's been, like, as bad as you can be. And, of course, they peeled an ace. I should not have run this 3 times.
I feel terrible, Phil. You're making me feel guilty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I've been bashing up on you.
Tony, that's just you, Tony.
Sorry.
We all know that.
And imagine you're trying to take me on all the time. It's time to retire.
I'll play with you all the time.
Turn number 2, deuce of diamonds, no help to Phil.
Appropriate. Tony's acting kind of deucey.
That's so sick. I had to run it 3 times because I wanted to keep playing.
At least you didn't run it 5 times. Think about it. That would be terrible. You still got outs.
River number 2. Jack of spades, Tony wins.
Wow, how close was that?
Not really all that close.
And Tony will take a third of the pot worth almost 22K.
1 run to go. Phil's got only 2 cards that'll save him.
Turn number 3, 7 of hearts.
My flush. It's a flash.
Hearts won't matter if Phil boats up.
Here comes river number 3. Tray of spades, and Tony G gets 2/3 of the pot.
Unbelievable.
It's just
unbelievable. It's just so scary how bad I run on this show.
Yeah, you're gonna have your basically your money back. You're fine. And you're gonna lose a little bit. The tax. You're gonna pay tax, the Tony G tax, and just move on to the next hand. It's not even painful.
The 3 certainties in life are death, taxes, and Phil Hellmuth getting his lunch eaten on the big game.
So Phil lacks the heart and commitment to run it once. He's down to just under 22K.
Well, that stack's looking smaller.
This goes to Mr. Tony G.
Thank you.
Dealer's a Tony G fan, I guess.
And Tony G continues his assault on the table. Through 16 hands, he's up over 115,000. The big game continues to get the best of the poker brat.
You're better off with a small stack because it's more your game, so you feel more confident and you're under less pressure.
Do you ever stop, Tony? I mean,
I do.
really?
Once you're out.
Poor Jennifer Tilly has been caught in the crossfire.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm in the eye of a hurricane. It's pretty entertaining. It's like I get sort of the bird's eye view. I just, hope I don't get hit by flying spin.
Yeah, guys, say it, don't spray it.
I think Jen's going to have to shut out the noise. Through just 17 hands, she's already lost over half her buy-in.
I'm just gonna play a little, put chips in every now and then to look like I'm playing, Get a little camera time, think a little bit, and then fold. That way I'll make my stack of 50 last, through 5 days. No crazy bluffing, no.
Yeah, just play good poker. Play good, honest poker. That's what Phil should do too. Then you would last longer. Like if you didn't go all crazy with that first hand, you would be having a nice stack and kind of enjoying yourself now. Not feeling under pressure, just blinding, drifting away.
Dude, I feel completely zero pressure. I don't know why do you keep...
Because you've given up, right? You've given up.
I'm not like you, Tony. I don't get down to 20,000 and give up. I fight to the end.
I don't
That's
give up.
why I am what I am.
I never give up when I have 20,000.
Well, then why did you think that about me?
Well, because you're not reloading.
I raised the next hand against you, the second hand. I had ace
Okay,
king
but
the
you should
second
be
hand. I thought
reloading.
you were going to try to give it to me with
You're
9, 10
embarrassing
again.
yourself by not reloading. That's what I think you're doing to yourself and your fans.
Tony's mad he can only get what's in front of Phil.
Hachem straddled, so it's on Ken.
I think your fans are disgusted.
We are disgusted by how bad he runs, which reminds me, I gotta get the newsletter out.
10s for Tilly.
My fans love me, Tony, which is great. They didn't in 06 and 07, but now I have their love. So
They
I'm
didn't love
happy.
you in 06 and 07. What did you do in 06 and 07?
Ooh! If I run it once, I'm back to 60.
We gave you 3 times advice, sorry.
Oh, no, it wasn't you. No, it wasn't you guys. What's up? I ran it 3 times because Tony G, because I was going to let him choose. Because I've made the wrong decision on the show every time.
Right.
I wanted to run it once, but I wanted to run it once the last 2 times and lost on this show.
Action will start on the poker brat. Phil Hellmuth having a rough night. 8 deuce of spades folds. Jennifer Tilly, jack deuce, she's out. Tony G with the 10 tray.
I lose. You gotta know when you lose, you gotta give up.
Raises to 1,400. Ace 5 for Nacho.
Not ashamed to lose like Phil. I'm not ashamed to fold in the river like Phil is. My skills are not very smooth.
Hachem raises to 2,300.
We all learn from your greatness at the poker table, Tony.
Thank you very much, Phil. That's a nice compliment.
Tony, that really wasn't a compliment.
You're getting there now. You're starting to mature. Like a nice cheese. You look like a cheese a bit. A chewing gum. I'll bring you some nice cheese to put into your ears.
Phil is from Wisconsin.
Phil, rough night. Is he getting on your nerves?
I mean, to be honest, no. He's like a fly, but I've always wished him away.
You're like a
But
fly.
I guess I have to swat him now. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to really hurt him, but you know, got to swat. I mean, if you think of him as money as a fly, like buzzing around, it's time to swat him. So
You got him tonight.
I got him. I mowed him down.
that's all right. He had a nice. He played. I like the way he played that
Flop the
hand.
nuts twice against him.
2 straights.
Crazy.
I like the way he played the 9-10 against me. That was a good. 15 was good. The 50 was really good.
You compliment him a lot. It's nice, actually.
You gotta be honest. I'm honest.
Now a short-stacked Brad and his impromptu coach, Layne Flack, will have to regroup for Phil to finally get even.
It's just so scary how bad I went on this show.
Tony G flopped the nuts twice last night against Phil Hellmuth, but at least he's been nice about it. Not. He's up over 88K. Hollywood actress Jennifer Tilly is unfortunately the buffer zone between Tony G and Phil this week. So far, she's stuck half her buy-in. And our final player is the poker brat, Phil Hellmuth. He called off 3/4 of his stack to Tony G on the first hand last night, and he's with Amanda Leatherman.
Phil, tough first night out there. Tell me about it.
Well, come on. I mean, how bad can it be? I'm playing 100,000 buy-in poker games. I'm completely blessed in life, so yeah, it was a rough first night.
Well, you know what? You have your life coach here, or mental coach, or whatever you want to call him. Layne Flack is here for you.
Poker consultant.
All right. What is he doing here?
I mean, look, I love Layne, and he has a great poker mind, and I thought, you know, let him come and kind of see what I'm doing, and we'll talk about some hands, and he's been fantastic. So, I mean, my bad night had nothing to do with him.
We'll keep him here then. Good luck.
You could have it.
Frankowski folds.
Good hand.
Right. All right.
Starting to feel it now, Phil?
Feel the power.
Are you feeling it, Phil?
I might be up to like 25,000, so.
Well, even though Phil's gotten off to a rocky start, he's hoping that consulting with a coach will finally be the cure to his big game run bad.
Well, I think I played 6 times, and you know, I have some horrible stories. I mean, the beats are pretty insane.
King! Oh, that's real!
I mean, what the
But it doesn't matter. You have to find a way to win anyway. Now, some days you just can't help but lose. But I'm not giving up. I'm coming in with a positive attitude. I'm reloading. And this time I brought a consultant, you know, my friend Layne, back-to-back Flack.
Well, I've been friends with Phil for 12 years. When he goes in droughts or running bad or does whatever, he usually calls me. And we talk him through, and I guess he just really likes what I have to say.
In business, I'm a businessman. When I want to learn about the publishing industry, I hired publishing people to tutor me and to tutor my people. And so why shouldn't I hire someone to take a look at my swing?
Well, the advice I'm trying to give him is I want to try to change the fact that he's not so much getting unlucky as just maybe a couple ingredients need to be changed.
I don't even know why I play poker anymore, I'll tell you.
Stop.
You know, Phil used to be such a student of the game. He's actually a no-limit genius. But being a student of the game, it's kind of changed now. Now he's a character of the game. And that might be out of balance for what you need to do to, you know, win in these big cash games.
In life and poker, if you don't know when you screw up and you don't know when you're unlucky, if you don't know the difference, you're not going to go very far because then you'll never be able to improve.
Will this get him out of the doghouse? Well, we'll see, right? We don't know. I mean, for both our sakes, I hope he puts a W up on the board.
All right, let's do this. Let's do it, kid.
You can always tell the faith a coach has by whether he gets paid a flat rate or on commission. In Layne's case, I hope it was the former, and I hope he got it in advance. Well, right now, Layne's pupils' stack is down almost $75,000.
When did you break out the Clark Kent glasses?
The what glasses?
The Clark Kent glasses.
Oh, the Clark Kent glasses. Oh. Does that mean when I take them off, I'm Superman?
They actually suit you.
Or you take them off, you can't see, right?
Well, it's just like, I mean, it just helps me, like, you know, close up.
Ken folds, action on the self-proclaimed man of steel with a queen and a 10.
He's on a rush.
Layne, see this?
Was that a limp?
I really hope this isn't the best the brain trust can come up with. Phil calls Tilly out. Tony G, the 10-6.
Here comes Tony, of course.
Raises.
I could have told you that, Phil. You wouldn't have had to pay me anything.
Phil does have Tony dominated, and I can't imagine him limp folding to a raise from Tony. He doesn't.
Okay. I check again, Tony.
And checks dark.
I bet.
4,000 in the dark, nice.
Tony bets 4,000 in the dark, flop, ace 3-7. You gotta wonder if Phil and his coach accounted for these kind of curveballs. So after the dark check and the dark bet, it's back on Phil, who has the best hand with queen high.
You're gonna make it 9? We're gonna make it. I'll just call then.
Tony's really messing with Phil's head. Honestly, there's no real shame in folding here, just ego.
Hellmuth folds. Tony G shows him the bluff.
Zing.
Yep. God, I knew it. I had queen 10 high. I knew it was the best hand. I almost raised there.
You should have.
I limped in to let him show. I played it bad. I should have re-raised him right away.
Explain it later on a walk-off interview.
Nice hand, Tony. Good play.
So Tony gets Phil to make another wrong decision, something he's been doing since the beginning of the big game.
These two have sat at the table together for a total of 325 hands and have locked horns in 74 of them, including the last hand. Tony has won 42 of those pots for a profit of over 172K versus the Brat. That's some serious ownage and ponage. I think Tony was wise to invest in a mind control coach.
Action on Phil, ace-5. And he limps again.
This time with a weak ace under the gun. Time for coach to make a substitution.
1,000.
Tony raises it with the queen-jack. Nacho Barbero, 10-9 in the button. Out.
Just buying the button.
Yeah, it is.
Action back on Phil.
There we go. At least we're still playing those pots.
Calls.
Do you want to check?
Yeah.
There you go. I'll do it again. Just raise like semi-blind and we can get it all in.
Here we go again. Phil's checked blind. Tony's bet. Flops 7-3-4 rainbow.
Phil's flopped the double gutter.
There you go.
His ace high is good too. I don't even think Tony's mind control can get Phil off this flop.
I think you're gonna make another good fold. Good quality fold.
I raised it up a little bit.
Once Phil says raise with his stack, he's pot committed.
Let's get it all in.
I guess I'll just ship it. 18,000 more, whatever it is. 19.
Hellmuth is all in for 22-3. And Tony folds.
I couldn't do much with Queen Jack. Didn't have much fire.
Gosh, dang it all. I tried to get you to call the 5 in the dark before I shipped it. That would have been brilliant if I pulled that off right after you just pulled that off.
You pulled it off? Yeah. We're playing some poker, Phil. You're holding your own. Kind of, I mean, in your own way.
A nice hand followed by a nice backhand.
So Phil gets some back, but he's still got a long way to go to get even for the session and lifetime against Tony G. Jennifer Tilly, pocket eights.
Pot.
Aggressive.
54.
Re-raises to 5,400. Hachem will fold.
This should be a pretty easy fold for Phil. Jennifer doesn't have a super loose image. He's out of position, and he's got a hand that's easily dominated.
But he's stacking chips.
Oh, man, this is close. I'm not raising. Thinking about calling, that's all.
If he did call, he's probably facing best case scenario for a 3-bet.
I guess it's not quite the time yet.
Coach?
It's kind of an interesting hand, though. I should tell the world what I'm thinking, but not at the table.
Phil folds.
Jen, there's 500 if you can show a 3.
She might have had ace rag. If I had her beat,
Show a 3
I
and I'll give you,
called.
I'll throw 500 at
I don't have a 3.
you. There you go, Phil.
She might have had 8s or 9s or 9-10 suited. I mean, those are the hands.
Your King Jack plays well out of position.
Soul read from the soul patch.
No, you don't understand, Joe, what I was thinking. So I think I'll explain it. Can they hold a hand while I explain something to the cameras?
We want to hear what Phil
We
is
can
thinking.
play and still you can explain it.
He wants to come explain it to you.
Can I come over there and give a thing, or do they have to deal?
We can hold.
Can they hold while I give a?
Everyone
while I say
wants to
something?
know what's going on in your
I
mind.
think it's interesting.
I think we should hold. We're going to hold.
Play the hand, Phil.
Right.
Play the hand.
Yeah.
Play the hand, and when you're at a pot,
Nacho, 5-6, folds.
I mean, we've started the hand. It may take 2 seconds and you can go.
Action on the cannon, pocket queens.
Not quite 2 seconds.
they'll call you. I mean, if you can write it all down.
Well, I think it's in the moment. We want to know what's happening.
I understand, Tony, that I understand that for some reason you are who you are and you are what you are.
Yeah, he probably had a very bad childhood.
Yeah, I think
I had
he
a
did.
pretty good childhood.
Well, I don't believe you. I really don't believe you.
It's just a game, Phil. That's what I don't understand. This is just a game.
Ken's raised it up.
That's what I can't understand, you people. Why does it have to be personal? It's just a game.
Tony's in.
I had King Jack, but here's what I was thinking. I know that Jennifer, if I take a flop and I hit a king or a jack, she's going to bluff every time. I have 21-7. So all I got to do is take a flop, hit a king or a jack, and she's going to move in and double me up.
I want to hear what he's saying.
Now Jen wants in on the conversation.
I want to know what you think is going on in my head.
I can't tell you. Nice hand, girl.
He's knocked me out of tournaments before, so
It's true.
He knows what goes on in my brain.
What did you have?
What?
That's incorrect. No man knows what's going on in a woman's brain.
Do you want me to say what I was thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I know what you were thinking. Go on.
I was thinking you're gonna like move me in no matter what hits on the flop. Mm-hmm. So all I have to do is hit a jack, check, and you ship it, and I just get an extra 22,000 for free.
That's probably true.
I know.
Was I right with your king jack?
I showed king jack, didn't I?
I didn't say it, no.
Oh, I didn't even show it?
No, I just called it.
Yeah, okay, that was a great read on your part.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm really excited with Phil Hellmuth. I mean, he's the guy I'm here to destroy. I really want to crush him. I need to crush him. I live for that. That's what I live for. That's what I'm focused on every week. I'm waiting. When will I play with him again? When will I bike him again? When will I humiliate him? And I'm waiting for that. And that anticipation is growing on me. And I'm just ready to release all the tension.
Straddle.
So Jen will straddle.
Yeah.
I'll over straddle. I'll over.
Double straddle from Tony.
You're taking away my straddle energy.
I'm not. I'm putting more money in there for the good players.
That's like wasted money.
You can raise him comfortably knowing that he hasn't looked at his cards.
Action folds to Rankowski, who's out. Phil Hellmuth, ace-jack.
A lot of money out there already, and it's unopened.
Real money.
All right, I opened for the pot.
Pots it.
And you looked, right?
Well, I think I looked. Allegedly, I looked.
Tony.
I'm all in.
Pot limit, brah.
Without looking?
Without looking.
Pretty sure he looked.
Well, you can't be all in.
66.
Tony repots it with ace-king.
All right. You slow down. You slow down a bit. Are you going to save the rest?
Not if he believes you haven't looked.
Hellmuth now facing a raise and an angle shot.
It's hard to believe that you always have a hand against me.
Look, you could see the flop and get rid of it as well. Right? You could play good.
Without looking too?
I'm not looking. I haven't looked. I don't care. I know it's a random hand, and I got a random hand.
Wow, all that talking makes me think he's strong. I was for sure going to call before that.
15 on top, Tony.
He's saying he hasn't looked, though.
He most certainly looked. Did no one see him?
He's saying you didn't look?
Yeah, you wouldn't lie, Tony, would you?
I wouldn't lie. You can check my hand if you want. You can tell him the truth.
You didn't look at either card?
I haven't looked.
You promise?
Ask Joe. I mean, I haven't looked.
I can't say anything, but...
I'm not going to look.
That's between you and Phil.
He says he hasn't looked. He hasn't looked.
I didn't see
Do you
it.
believe him? Yeah. He said he hasn't looked. Only Joe looked.
Did you look at your cards at all? I mean, it's...
Look, the people at home, no, I haven't looked. Joe's looked at my
if
hand.
you haven't looked, it's kind of an easy decision for me here.
We can run it 10 times as well.
Well, if you haven't looked, I guess I'll just move in.
Right.
Phil ships and Tony calls.
All right, you're close. You're up there.
Oh, you lied.
Of course I lied. It's poker, Phil. What do you think this is?
That's messed up.
So messed up.
Wow.
What do you think, I'm blind? How many times do you want to run
Well, I asked you if you had looked or not.
it? You want to run it how many times?
I'll let you choose, Tony.
Three
I
times.
I always lose, so. You kind of deserve to lose the first
I
one.
do deserve. I hope you win one.
Why would you lie? I mean, no, it's considered totally not uncool, man. I mean, it's not right.
I feel it's just a game.
That's etiquette, though. I mean, you don't
Phil,
say
what
you were
happens
blind
on
when
this
you were
table in play is just a game. We tell whatever we want.
So
When do you
all
tell
the
the
rules
truth?
of poker are just thrown out the window
Well,
for you.
call the floorman. If you think my hand might be dead, then.
That's horrible etiquette to say you didn't look at your hand, and you know, this really bad etiquette. But
What do you think? I'm a kid? Phil.
we're talking about etiquette.
I'm a poker
you're
player.
the kind of guy that goes to the golf course, and when someone's playing you a big money match, you scream in the middle of their backswing.
You think that's the same thing?
Yes, I
don't
know
think
it's
that's
the same thing.
I don't
Listen,
think so.
if you pulled all the
We're
top
talking
players,
about the
you'd get
strength
crushed.
of our hand, and I'm selling
Let's
you.
just bet
hang on.
100,000 if we pull the top 20 players. We'll ask about your etiquette. Or maybe we'll bet a quarter
I can
million.
bet on myself, and I can be
Why don't
very
you just
happy
bet
with my
me?
own.
You know it's bad etiquette.
Phil, this is a
You
poker
know
TV
it's
show.
bad etiquette.
This is a poker TV show.
Well, don't argue with me then.
You
Don't
come
try
in
to
as
make
the best
excuses
player in
and
the world,
lie.
taking me on. You
No,
come in my
don't
house.
lie.
And I'm destroying you.
You
in
know
every
it's bad
part
etiquette.
of the game.
You don't say you haven't looked at your cards when you haven't looked at your cards. You don't do that.
Okay, well
it's
then
like
I'm
a
wrong.
rule of poker. It's like it's,
Well,
it's
why'd you call?
horrible etiquette. Because I thought you hadn't looked at your cards.
Come on, Phil.
Well, if you want 25,000 this bad, you can have it.
You have to
How
pay
many times
attention
are we
to the
dealing?
game, Phil. If you're a professional player, you would pay attention to me looking at my hand. Will not
look,
you pay
if this is
attention?
the way you want to win, you can win this
I
way.
haven't done anything illegal. I looked at my hand. Everyone saw
No,
it.
when
that
you
paid
flop
attention.
straights and you say, I have a flush draw.
All right, you're a
ha, ha, ha,
policeman. Could you make a comment?
No.
We're doing it 3
Okay,
times.
how many times? 3 times?
3 times. I admit that my
You deserve to
etiquette
lose the
is
first
terrible.
one again.
I do.
So you know, for that.
Karmically, he deserves to lose all 3. What a villain. I drink your milkshake.
So they're going to run it 3 times with the winner of each run taking a third of the pot. Flop. King 9 tray.
Tony pairs his king, Phil drawing nearly dead.
How happy are you now that it's not running once? If you ran it 11 times, you know you'd win like 4.
Phil taking the high road.
I'm gonna run 11 times.
I drink it up.
Turns a jack.
That's bad for me. I need that jack on the next round.
yeah.
That's really bad
Well,
for me.
unless you get one now.
Yeah, unless I
At
get
least you
one
won't
now.
get any more. Win any more.
Terrible card for Phil. One less jack he can hit on the next run.
Give him the jack.
River, ace of diamonds.
That's kind of fair. Let's even out the deck a bit.
All right, so that's 1 down for Tony G.
Daniel Negreanu is our first alternate. He'll take Phil's seat if he busts and decides not to reload.
Phil's been felted 4 times on the show, only reloaded once.
You know, Phil, for me, I just want to undersell my hand. I don't know if the way I do it any way I can because it's a heads-up pot. That's me. I'm sorry that that's
You just
me.
admitted it was
I'm
bad
sorry
etiquette.
if I
You want to
bullied in the
retract?
pot. I'm sorry if I bullied you. I'm sorry.
It's
I
not.
don't want to bully you. I'm
It's
sorry.
not.
I feel
Tony,
bad.
Look, no problem. Nice hand, man. I mean, you know, you showed your true colors, which is bad for you here.
Here comes flop number 2. 7, 5, 10. No help to Phil.
That's not
You really, I don't think you're the kind of guy that wants to show your true colors all the time.
No, it's just your true colors can't escape you. You are who you are, Phil.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's the way I am.
Turn number 2, ace of clubs.
Phil's not even holding a club, so no flush draw can save him. He's looking for one of the 2 remaining jacks.
River, another 5, and Tony G takes the second run.
Don't rush. Don't rush. We might keep you in.
This is just agonizing to watch.
I want you to have a win. I want you to come back. Come back and show your fans that you're a great player.
Captain Hook doesn't really want to kill Peter Pan.
Flop number 3. Queen, queen, king, and Phil picks up some outs.
Ooh, now he needs a 10 and backdoor spades.
Well, that's actually better. There's 4 10s. There was only 3 jacks.
Well, it's not bad. It's not bad. Like the 10's out as well.
Even if Phil hits the 10, Tony can still make a full house.
Something. I mean, and then a backdoor flush.
No space gone.
I have a good feeling about this one, but the math is just so strong against. How can I get there?
No, you'll get there.
How can I get there?
You will. You will.
It's just too.
Everyone wants you to get there.
Turn 7, no help to Phil.
Okay, the last 10. 3 10s. You can take insurance too.
Yet another needle from Tony.
Our final river, Phil's gonna need a 10. It's a jack.
Whoa, you got there!
That's not cool.
No, he didn't.
No. Sorry. I was just joking, Phil. Did you believe me again? Was
No,
that bad
I didn't
etiquette
believe you.
too?
So Tony, so look, you're loaning me 50,000, right?
Yeah.
Okay, look, I don't accept it.
Okay. No problem.
But good game, man.
All right, I'm sorry, Phil. I really am. I'm sorry. I think you should retire. I think it's over. I think you're not there anymore, Phil.
Great playing with you.
All right, thanks.
I think you should take your coach, get a tandem bike, and get the hell out of here.
This is awful. What Tony's doing is horrific.
I think it's bike time. You know it.
Good game, everybody.
Take your man, and you boys start driving the bike like this. You guys are outclassed. You don't belong in this level, Phil.
Can you believe he lied about his hand?
Yeah,
Have you ever seen that in a high limit game in your life? Tell the truth.
It's extremely strong because it's something you would never do.
Have you ever seen someone lie about their hand when they say they're in the blind? Ever in your life? Tell the truth.
No, I never.
It's horrible etiquette. That's how he has to beat me, lying about stuff? I mean, he's crossed a lot of lines. That's the worst one ever.
Bye, guys.
I mean, for him to buy that is just incredible.
Worst etiquette ever.
So Tony G finally finishes off the brat and sends him and his coach riding off on a tandem bike.
What he did was really wrong, and it was not. You have to understand that we have cheating and we have etiquette, and they run close together. I'm not saying that Tony G cheated. I'm saying that's one of the worst etiquette violations you could have. And so look, that's okay. Those things that's all water under the bridge, because I'm feeling great about the present and I'm feeling great about the future.
Back Back to the present, Phil Hellmuth is gone. And Joe, what about that questionable bit of etiquette from Tony G?
Phil got it right. Tony's lie was exactly the same as streaming into someone's backswing. It wasn't cheating, but it was a filthy move, and I can only hope people in poker rooms around the world don't emulate Tony's behavior.
Now I'm here to avenge Phil.
There you go.
Avenge Hellmuth.
There you go.
Not really. I just want to win for myself.
You got to see. I might leave now. I killed Phil. It's like just a nice table now.
Till he folds.
It's nothing for me to do anymore.
Tony out.
I think I'm going to quit next hand.
Please don't.
Okay.
Yeah, she says okay.
Come back to the big game from Las Vegas, where Tony G's in the middle of giving the table a pep talk.
I started this show losing like 600,000, and now I'm a winner, which I need a lot of luck, but it just shows you that if you're losing like 10 million, don't stop, keep going, because it could turn around.
The gambler's mantra.
First of all, Tony wasn't stuck 600K heading into the big game this week. He was actually up 90K, and I'm pretty sure this is just shenanigans to try to get Phil Hellmuth back in the game.
Tony, you sent Phil Hellmuth
Bike.
on his bike.
Bike.
On his tandem bike with Layne Flack.
And it only took 42 hands. I mean, he did well. He battled hard, but...
Are you going to miss your buddy Phil?
Oh, of course, of course.
You
I
didn't
want to
leave
bring
the
him
game,
back.
did you?
No, I wanted him to stay. I put him on a drip feed to stay.
You're so mean.
No, I love the guy.
He's a gentleman and a scholar. He's misunderstood, just like Lady Gaga.